Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. If this is your first time here, then welcome. If you're back for a second or third time, then you already know what time it is. Please don't hesitate to hit that like button, subscribe, and comment down below. I love to talk to you guys about these shows. Now let's get into it. Tonight we will be reviewing the Belle Collective Season 1 Episode 6, Sage and Champagne, honey. I don't know why they named it that, honey. They named it after Antoinette, and I am not feeling her after this episode or any episode, honey. I ain't liked her since they introduced the show. Anyway, child, let's get into it. When we see Latisha and Latrice, they first open up the episode and they're sitting down at this little restaurant outside in the outdoor patio area, and basically Latisha is filling her in on what happened at the brunch and everything she missed. You know, just basically catching her up. And then she tells her about Ferrish St and about the project that she wants to do in the building that she wants to get. So she's letting her know, you know, that she wants to bring like-minded individuals and entrepreneurs such as herself together so that they can, you know, get the black community, take the black community back. Okay. And so, of course, Latrice is all for it because she's all about, you know, business and empowering other entrepreneurs such as herself. And then Latisha says, but I just want you to know that Marie is also an investor. Girl, Marie ain't investing in nothing, honey. The streets is talking, and the streets is saying that Marie is using people's social security card and adding one and carrying the one and minus zero and putting numbers in that don't even belong to people. She putting in the alphabets, anything to get money from the Medicaid people, allegedly. Okay. She putting in dead people's social security numbers and everything else, honey. Marie ain't got no money, and neither does Essie, honey. Because she just said, they said a few episodes back, Essie said anything that Marie has is half of mine. So what's half of zero? Zero. Okay. So then Latrice was like, and so Latisha was like, well, I know you don't really care for Latrice. And Latisha was, no, don't care for Marie. And then Latrice said, because she's mean. She's just a mean person. And Latisha was like, no, she not mean. You could be mean too. And Latrice was like, no, I cannot. I'm very sweet. And Latisha was like, nah, that's a whole lie. But my thing is this, honey. Don't wait around and miss your real money for Marie's fake money, honey. Marie is playing with Monopoly money. So do you want to buy this building on Ferrish St with Monopoly money or money that's actually in a bank account, honey? Now, you do the math, honey. I'm just telling you, child. Think about it, honey. Because Marie ain't got two pots to piss in, honey. All right, then we go over to Tambria. I know I told y'all I wasn't going to do Tambria no more, honey, but Tambria really showed out in this episode, and it looks like she's going to show out in the next episode, and it looks like she took that voice down an octave. I don't know if she heard my review or what, but today I see it for Tambria. All right, so Tambria goes to see the fertility doctor, and, you know, she has fibroids. I can relate to this because I had huge fibroids during my pregnancy. One of them actually was growing at the same rate as my baby, and so it paralyzed me from the waist down. So I had to basically be on bed rest for a majority of my pregnancy, and I could only lay on one side, and it was like really touch and go. I didn't even know if I was gonna have my baby child. So fibroids are very scary, and they're very prevalent with African American women. So I mean, if you don't know, go and check it out, because honey, the fibroids be growing. But I take my black seed oil and everything, honey. I'm trying to take my body back. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to have some more chilling. Anyway, the doctor tells her she's going to need another surgery because they did some scans, they ran some tests, and it seems like her fibroids have come back. So, I mean, it's looking like in order for her to have a kid, she's going to have surgery again. So, Tambria, one thing I want to say to you about this scene, honey, keep that straight hair. That looks good on you. You look refreshed and not so old and dated in your confessionals when you have the straight hair. Keep it, honey. But then you start doing that talking. I know that my time isn't on anyone's side. So I have to figure out what I'm going to do with these fibroids. Girl, just get surgery or don't get surgery, honey. The eggs are already frozen. The man telling you what you need to do in order to make your uterus work. So just do that and just be quiet while you're doing it. Oh, my God. All right. So now we're over to Antoinette, okay? And she's having a powwow with other black doctors, honey, this heifer. So she's having a powwow with these other black doctors, and they're all around, and they're talking about what can be done to help other black doctors in the community, right? So we see her friend Karen show up, or Kaylon, or whatever she is, honey. Whatever, honey. So, you know, she showed her behind when she was in the other setting. So now Antoinette has brought her in another setting with professional black people. Okay, now this rubbed me the wrong way. So Antoinette says in her confessional that Kaylon is a nurse practitioner and she needs to know what success looks like without being attacked. Girl, nobody attacked her at the brunch. Nobody attacked her. I don't like that. Because you're trying to make it like Latisha just throwing together some kind of cafeteria school lunch and everybody sitting around with their free lunch cards talking and making beats on the table. Honey, those were successful women as well. So stop trying to act like because they have MD behind their name that they're better than the others, because that is condescending and you need to cut that out. Nobody attacked her. They were speaking on their experiences as black women. Kaylon took offense, ran outside and cried us a river. Girl, shut up, you and your teeth, honey. So she's telling them, you know, about her dental practice that she wants to put together. I'm just happy you're not taping and filming in those sticks like you do every episode, standing in between those 4 pillars that they've put up. You don't even have a wall up. So I mean, you done really made me sick. Okay, so I guess the producers was like, okay, now Antoinette, we're gonna have to put you in a different setting, honey, because you always in here with these sticks. We're gonna have to put you somewhere else. So now you got this fake positivity lunch going on, honey. Don't try to bite Latisha's style, but then downplay it at the same time, honey, because we have not seen you powwow with anybody except that dental office since this has been going on. But anyway, so then she tells them about her dental practice and she's like, yeah, I want to pay for the DAT, which is the dental acceptance exam or test for all African-American students who apply in Mississippi. I thought that was a good thing because those tests are very, very expensive. So for her to be willing to pay for everyone and she wants all of them to come together and do this collectively, I thought that was a good thing. That was a positive. So then she talks about black representation. But she talks about black representation and them being able to come together, but you carry Kaylon around like an accessory, honey. I'm confused. Child, you're not making no sense. So then after everything has been dismissed, you see her and Kaylon over there talking, and Kaylon gonna say, I thought I understood until I had to hear my race getting put down. Girl, are you an idiot or are you dumb? Because there's no other way for me to ask it, structure it, none of that. Or is you stupid or is you dumb? Nobody was putting down your race or attacking them. That's what has been happening to us. We've been attacked, dummy. All they were saying is the question was asked, who has experienced racism? They answered the question. And you take that as a personal attack? Girl, oh my gosh, honey. Well, welcome to being black, honey. Welcome to our 400 years of oppression and what we already had to go through and continue to go through, okay? And then she says, you know, so now I understand what Antoinette has gone through when she goes to a room and people are talking about her. I know you're not comparing what we went through to what you went through in that room when you removed yourself. We didn't have the right to remove ourselves. We were beaten, battered, bruised, hung, okay, killed, hosed. There was no removal. Child, you are just so stupid. And Antoinette standing there smiling. Girl, correct her. It's not the same. Correct her. Teeth? Girl, them chiclets just smiling while she says something stupid. Honey, educate her. You so dumb. So then Antoinette tells her about this rededication of her house. So then Karen asks, well, who's coming? And she's like, well, not Marie and not Latrice, because, you know, when those two get together, it's always drama. No, it's not. The first time that anything happened at her brunch, that was Marie alone. When she, you know, she was in the wrong setting and she approached Latrice in the wrong way. That had nothing to do with Latisha. It was her brunch, but that had nothing to do with her. Then the next time that this happened, Latisha was actually trying to calm Marie down and telling Marie that she was in the wrong. Girl, I don't know if you're not present or if you just want to have something to say, because you are so fake. Because you just told Marie last episode you didn't have a problem with her when you spoke to her because Latrice was not present. Now in this episode, well, I'm not inviting Marie because, you know, I understand you want to try to make your friend as comfortable as possible, honey. It's your home. Invite who you want to invite. But at the same time, don't try to sit here and make it like you're not inviting Marie and Latisha because they get drama started, because that's not the truth. And you're creating this stereotype around black women in front of this white woman, which Tambria got you all the way together a little later about. Don't do that. Oh my goodness. So then today is Latrice's anniversary. So child, she walks in, she looking for the gifts everywhere, honey, moving pillowcases, looking underneath stoves, flipping stuff over. She trying to figure out if Cliff has forgotten their anniversary yet again. So she's continuing to look for these things. And then Cliff comes. She's like, Zaddy. I'm like, oh my gosh, stop calling him that. It is so uncomfortable. And it's also creepy. Honey, you need some therapy. That's just gross. So anyway, he comes out with this bag. It has one single rose in it, and she's so excited. First of all, I wouldn't have been excited. That bag looked like it was recycled. You know those birthday bags when somebody give you a birthday present or a Christmas present and you fold that bag up ever so because you're going to re-gift that bag with another gift? That's what that bag looked like. That bag looked like that was in Cliff's trunk, honey. I would have been like, boy, what is this bag? I would have been like, what is this bag you giving me? Oh my God. So she pulls out this rose and she was like, you know, I love flowers. Roses are my favorite. And then she pulls out a bag of flour. Cliff says, I know you told me you like flour. Boy, Cliff, don't play. Child, do not play, honey. So she starts getting mad, honey. She threw that flour back at Cliff with so much force, honey. I thought she was going to bust his chest off. And I'm like, ooh, Latrice real mad, honey. Don't let that little frame fool you, honey. She was not the one. So then Cliff comes back out and he's dressed a little differently. And Latrice gonna say in her confessional, ooh, Cliff came back looking like Denzel mixed with Big Willie mixed with Obama. Girl, no, he didn't. And them shoes were all wrong, honey. Cliff came out dressed like Cliff. Oh, girl. I mean, I guess I mean, if you like it, I love it, honey. You his wife, so you supposed to hype him up, honey. But he ain't look nothing like no Obama. I'm going to tell you that right now. And he ain't look nothing like no Denzel. I'm going to tell you that right now. He didn't look like Big Willie, honey. Will Smith? Girl, go ahead on, honey. I don't know if them goddess links and that sensual and that edge Tamar done got you going crazy. But he don't look like none of them men, combined or separately, honey. No, thank you. So then he takes her on the golf court over to this beautiful setup. He had everything set up so beautifully. He had blindfolded her. And then when they got there, he revealed the whole setup. And she was so excited. She was just like, oh my God, babe, I cannot believe you did this. And Cliff, you did that, honey. I don't care if you paid somebody to do it or you did it yourself, honey. That was beautiful. Even I was like, okay, Big Daddy. You know what I'm talking about? I like it. So they're sitting down. They start talking. And Latrice starts talking to him about how, you know, a lot of men have been taken from her life. Like her dad, he died of a drug problem. And then her brothers were taken, one from violence, one from a car accident. And then her other brother, Derek, who she had the little talk with last episode, he was taken because of being in prison. So she's had a lot of abandonment. And she, you know, Latrice don't halfway talk good, honey. I mean, we got accents. We from the South. So then she starts to tell Cliff that she just hopes that he doesn't abandon her, even though sometimes he has said things about other women in front of her. Well, Cliff didn't like that, honey. He didn't like that. And he ain't like that you said that with these cameras rolling, because that ticked him off and he got big mad. Cliff got up from that table, went over to that golf cart, because, you know, they are so proud of that golf cart, honey. I ain't understand last episode. She was like, look, y'all, that's the golf cart. So, honey, she's very excited about that. He got up, went back over there. And he started talking. And why y'all got to put closed caption on everything that Cliff say? I was losing my mind in here cackling when I saw those captions at the bottom. So he was like, you gonna be my wife? You better be my wife. So they having this little argument. And she's like, well, go on in with your stupid ass. So he left. Well, honey, left her in the dust, honey. I almost kicked up some dust and put in that little essential wig she had on. So she turns around and goes to sit back down. But what I didn't like about that is the fact that this girl just told you that she had abandonment issues. And then you abandoned her. Like, Cliff, what is wrong with you? And you do something to her every episode, honey. It couldn't be me. I don't care how many. Oh, I forgot to tell y'all, he gifted her with a Rolex. Okay. And she lost her mind, honey, because now she's a part of the Rolly gang. I want to know what Cliff does, because you gifted her with a Rolex, yet you like to embarrass her. So I don't know if it's her money y'all living off of, your money y'all living off of. What y'all doing, honey? But all I know is you need to stop treating that girl like that each and every episode. Because pretty soon she going to get some self-esteem and she's going to have some therapy, and you're going to be outside. So you need to cut that out. Okay. So he left her standing there. And then next we see Marie with her grandkids at a play date. Now, we didn't see Marie last episode, but we see her this episode briefly. She's waiting on her son, Jerez, and her, you know, because they're going to have this play date and spend some time with her grandkids. I cannot believe that Marie got all 3 of these little grandbabies crawling around. Ain't none of them walking, honey. Oh my gosh. How can this boy, you really need to get your son together and tell him to stop doing that. I hope these are the last few kids that he has until he gets himself together, until he gets married. Because this is just tacky. So then Cedric comes switching in, honey, in his 1980s Easter suit. Talking about, Marie, what's up? I'm like, oh my goodness, honey. What? Cedric, where have you been and what are you wearing? Honey, these two are like 2 passing ships. She gonna say, what you doing here? You ain't been coming home. Well, your makeup look nice. You always compliment her makeup and how she look and how she dressed, honey. If you would come home sometime, you would know how she dressing. Talking about you living over at that other house. Marie, just let us know that you got this man filling in as the husband, and he comes in so that you can look like you had a whole family unit, because you and Cedric ain't a bit more together than the man in the moon, honey. He live in a separate house and he's so stupid. See, he not as smart as the other people that's acting on this show. He don't even know he's supposed to show up on set. They're like, Cliff, you got to go to the play date. Oh, Marie, what's up? Boy, go sit down somewhere and stop living in that separate house during shooting time. Honey, this is time for the season to start. Go back home. So then she starts saying, me and Glenn are in a very bad situation right now. It's very strange. He doesn't come home. He don't answer the phone. Because y'all not really together. Honey, you were Essie, child. Girl gone. So then, you know, her son get there and they getting ready to play with the kids. But I'm trying to figure out, why you and Glenn so overdressed, honey? Did you just come from the office? Did Glenn just come from work? Why are y'all dressed like y'all going to church for this play date? You knew you were coming here, right? Put some change of clothes in your car, Marie. Girl. Marie reveals that she has lupus and was bedridden for over a year. She says she takes over 20 pills a day. Now that's tough. I know lupus will attack your immune system, so I sympathize with that. It will have you down in the bed. It will have your body shutting down. I definitely understand where you're coming from with that. And then her and her son started discussing the one session that they had. Okay, it says it helped their communication, and now they're FaceTiming and texting and tweeting and hanging out. And I'm like, all right, well, y'all need to keep it up, because that one session does not make. We got to keep the sessions going. So Marie tells him if he decides to run any one of her 10 businesses, that he has to get a degree. Marie. Now the streets is saying and the people is talking, and they saying you ain't got no business. So, I mean, do you have a business or don't you? Because I want to know. Because allegedly, they saying that you don't have no business, and those businesses that you did have are closed down. And half of them are Ponzi schemes. Okay, so I'm just telling you what the people said. Now, I don't know if I believe them, because I don't know how crazy it would be for your entire family to get on TV and pretend like you have a business when you don't. But, child, you may want to check the streets and check that Facebook, honey, because they talking about you over there. All right. So now we are at Antoinette and her sage and champagne party. This stupid party, honey. Stupid party, a stupid theme. Child, move on out. Once the man is divorced, you got to clear your space. Don't just sage it, honey. They ain't going to do nothing. The memory's still floating around in them rooms, honey. So now people are showing up, and so then she goes into this whole thing in her confessional about why she didn't invite the other girls. And she says something about Marie. Okay, obviously. And then she says that Latisha wasn't invited because she doesn't hold Marie accountable for her actions. Stop saying that. That's a lie. The same way you lied on Latisha and said she was talking about your wig all night and coming at you crazy and everything. You a little liar, honey. You got to do something about that little lying problem you got. Something is really wrong with you. So then Latrice says she thought Marie would be there. Now, why would you think Marie was going to be there? Y'all know y'all got Antoinette under y'all thumb. You and Kaylon, Karen. She not going to come nowhere that the two of you are. Because Antoinette going to make sure she protects y'all. So, girl, shut up. Anyway. So then Antoinette going to say, well, Marie is delusional and they should avoid her at parties at all cost. Oh, my goodness. So Tambria was like, you know what? Everyone does not have to get along, but they need to respect each other as black women so that other people on the outside can respect us. And I feel you on that, Tambria. Honey, you even sounded like you had some sense. Your voice sounded different when you made some sense. Like, don't go embarrassing this girl and talking all out of turn about this girl in front of Karen. Honey, don't do that. Don't embarrass us. You look dumb. And your wig is shifting back yet again on this episode, honey. While you're trying to get that dental office together, also get you some got to be, okay? Got to be glued. And get those edges tacked down. While you talking about Marie, her finger waves are intact. Girl, oh my goodness. And I ain't even the biggest Marie fan, but I still don't want black women just talking about each other in front of them, honey. This is mixed company, literally. You don't talk about each other in mixed company, you little dummy. Girl, anyway. So Tambria sits down and she asks Antoinette, well, what did you think about the Ferrish Street idea and everything that Latisha was trying to do? So Antoinette was like, you know, I definitely think that it's a great idea. And I definitely think that she's doing, you know, great things with that. And so then Kaylon, Karen, starts speaking her speech. So it's very hard to be empowered at a brunch when volatile people, you know, that you invite, if you say anything wrong, they start taking their earrings and their shoes off. It gives the whole brunch a negative connotation. Who took their earrings and their shoes off? Huh? You're trying to stereotype Marie as the angry black woman. Antoinette, I don't know how you don't see through this. Honey, she's sitting back skinning and grinning, talking about Marie taking her shoes off and all that. Marie ain't took no shoes off and she didn't take no earrings off. Girl, what she should have took was your head off, your shoulder. That's what she should have did. Honey, I don't care what y'all say down in these comments about Marie was in the wrong. Marie shouldn't have been piping up. Honey, yes, she should have. And this right here shows me that she should have. Because this girl here is getting beside herself. Tambria, honey, quickly checked her and sounded like a sister, honey. She wasn't doing that. Hello, let me tell you, honey. Tambria said, well, let me say this, honey, just like I'm talking right now, honey. Not that Tambria voice, but Misha. She was talking just like Misha. Tambria said, let me say this. As long as I've been hosting brunches 6, 7, 8 years, that has never happened. Okay? And she was like, I will defend Latisha's brunch to the end because these brunches have empowered other women. And I've seen the successes that have come from these brunches. And Antoinette, you steady putting them down. Don't go to no more. Okay? Don't go to no more. And Latisha, don't invite her to another. Don't invite her to your Ferrish Street project because she's not, you don't want backstabbers on your team, honey. Baby, they will sink your boat. Please. No. Don't even worry about Antoinette going forward. Then they start saging his house. And here go Latrice talking about, we about to get you a strong black man. Girl, have you met Antoinette? She don't want no Idris Elba, honey. She wants a Brad Pitt. Girl, what are you talking about? You about to get her a strong black man, honey. She almost blew that sage out, honey. She was trying to get it out of there. And I'm like, honey, she don't want him. Okay, she don't want no Idris. She wants a Brad Pitt, if you catch my drift. Then the smoke detector started going off because, honey, even the smoke detector was like, that's lies. Cap. Start hollering. Everything was going off because they already know the Antoinette do not want no black man, honey. Girl, get on out of here with that. Honey, they trying to get it. And Tambria almost scooted on out the door. Tambria was holding her sage outside the door. Like, I am ready to go. I don't blame you, girl. So then in the final scene, we see Latrice, and she's trying to make up with Cliff. She surprises him. And when he comes in the house, they're telling him to follow the rose petals. Cliff gonna come around that corner and say, what the hell going on here? Cliff. Oh, my goodness. Child, only in the South, honey. He didn't greet her, didn't kiss her, didn't say, oh, baby, this is nice. This man said, what the hell going on here? Just like that. That's why they put those captions on you, because they can't understand you. You are a nut. So they sit down. She apologizes. And so she wants to read something that she wrote. Latrice has a hard time with words and getting them together. But before that, Cliff wanted her to know in the confessional that words hurt. Honey, words might hurt, but she was side-eyeing you so hard when you were saying you don't talk about other women, honey. I don't think she was convinced, but she didn't want to ruin the anniversary weekend. So she went ahead and read her essential note to you, honey. Okay. So, I mean, her wig was laid down with her edge Tamar. She read her essential note. She apologized, honey. And then she asked for her Rolex back. Back? Cliff, now, honey, if you couldn't afford the Rolex, just say that. Honey, if you need to take it back, just say that. If the Rolex was rented, just say that. Don't try to have a fake attitude and take the fake Rolex back to the fake pawn shop. Boy, go ahead on. So she asked for this Rolex back, and then Cliff gives it back to her because he had it in his pocket the whole time, honey, because he want to make sure that he don't lose it, because he got to take that back. It's rented. Child, oh my goodness. Cliff, I'm so happy y'all got y'allself together. Latrice, this was a beautiful ending. I love how y'all take care of each other. Cliff stopped making this girl mad on every episode. This episode to me was good, honey. It was everything. So if I had to rate this episode, I would give it an 8. I would give it an 8 because Tambria took her voice down 2 octaves. Honey, she sounded like a straight sister when she checked Kaylon Karen, okay? And also, I just love the vibe of it. It was just a good episode, and I feel like they're becoming more relaxed and more real, and I loved it, okay? And next episode, we're going to see Antoinette and Tambria get into it, honey. Who's more blacker? Honey, they are debating their blackness, and I am here for it. I cannot wait till next episode, honey. It's going to be on, child. I hope that you guys enjoyed this review. I hope that you like, comment, subscribe, and share with a friend. Honey, please watch those ads all the way through. It helps your girl out. I love you guys for watching. As always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.